Hello and welcome back to another episode of the LET Golf Podcast. George Cooper here with Solheim Cup legend Caroline Hedwall. Caroline, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Yeah. I was just looking, 14th season now on tour, heading into it. How does that sound? Is there any different prep? How does that, when you've been on tour that long, how does going into a new season, how does it go? How's the process?
Well, I think the process is about the same. I mean, I've always taken a long off season, like all of December, I don't even touch my golf clubs, which I think is necessary, especially if you want to go on for such a long time as 14 years. I just need the break. So, and I mean, the season starts quite early in February, so I take all of January to prepare and set up a good schedule for me. I'm not playing as many tournaments as I used to. I think especially the traveling has been tough the last couple of years, and I mean just looking at the schedule, we're all over the place, playing in so many different continents. So you have to be smart about it to avoid too much traveling and time zones and so on. So I think I'm just trying to use my experience to find a schedule that fits me.
Yeah. So have you sort of looked at roughly how many events you're going to be playing this year, or is it still an element of
Well,
play it by ear?
yeah, I mean, around 20 is what I'm aiming for. It sort of depends on how I'm playing as well, but around 20. I think 20 is a good number because that gives some time for other things in life as well.
Yeah, I was going to get onto that, and you mentioned not picking up a club. So when you're not practicing or on the course, what do you like to get up to?
Well, just having time to hang out with friends and family, and I have a dog as well that I shared part time with my parents. So I just enjoy quality time with him and just doing other things and not having to focus on golf. I like go skiing as well. I think that's a perfect vacation for me, because that makes me not think about golf, and that's just what you need when you're off.
Yeah, nice. A lot of Swedes always say skiing as well. So what's your dog's name?
Simba,
Simba. Oh, brilliant,
yeah.
brilliant, and very topical with us heading to South Africa next as well. So um, good stuff. Right, we've got to talk about Solheim Cup then. It's obviously now been 6 months since Finca. Since that incredible Sunday in Spain. Just with the months gone by now, how do you reflect on it?
I mean, it still obviously brings back great memories, and I can't believe it's 6 months already. It feels so like
Yeah,
the memories are still so clear in my mind. So I just can't believe it's half a year already. But it was just such a great week, and for it to end the way it did with Carlotta making that like the hole she had on 17, just stiffing it and then making that putt. I mean, it was just unbelievable. Solheim's it has always been so close to my heart. So being able to perform under that much pressure, it's just unbelievable and so much fun.
yeah. I was going to talk about that pressure. I mean, it seems like first tee nerves obviously always a thing, and if somebody's in contention to win a tournament, we've seen it before on the LET that nerves come out, but you seem to relish the nerves, and we see that you almost up your game to a completely another level. Obviously, seven-time winner on tour, you're a top player, but at the Solheim Cup, you seem to go to that next level. What is it about almost thriving under pressure? Like, how do you manage to do that?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, I wish I had the answer, but
Yeah,
I think Solheim just brings out the best of me. Like that was what I remember going attending a Solheim in 2003 at Barsebäck, which was my home club for a long, long time, and that just that became my dream to play Solheims, and I think that's why I can perform so much, because I just enjoy it so much with the crowds and just playing the Americans. Like the whole thing is just such a great experience.
yeah. And you spoke about obviously Carlotta's moment in Spain, but you played such a big part as well. And I know Suzanne has echoed it. If it wasn't for you, well, and the team, of course, but your comeback allowed Carlotta to have a moment. So I'm just so interested. Obviously, three down against Ali, weren't you? Through was it 12, I think, or
Yeah.
About 12 holes. What's going through your head at that point, and what sort of kick started the change in that match?
Well, I think on 13 I just made that really long putt. Ally was in a bit of trouble, and yeah, I made that putt, and it just sort of helped me change the momentum. I all of a sudden I felt like, well, now I'm only two down with five to go. That's definitely doable. So I just try to focus on every hole, just giving myself birdie opportunities and just hitting good golf shots, and just really staying in the moment, which I did really great. Just focusing on the next shot and just do the best I could, and luckily I was able to make a couple of good putts and give myself the opportunity to win the match, and it was just awesome.
Yeah, you certainly did. I know in between 15 and 16, Carlotta mentioned how Suzanne sort of came to her, arm around the shoulder, and gave her some words that helped her then do what she did on 16, 17. I'm interested, what was it like for you in the, because I was further ahead on that day, so I didn't really see what was happening behind me, but did anyone come to you during your match, or did Suzanne manage to get any words to you?
Uh, I can't remember. I think it was just me and my caddy Amanda, but I mean she
Okay.
was great in the whole process as well. Obviously, I mean I think it was the crowd. It was just everything, but I can't remember anyone coming up, to be honest. I think they actually thought I had already lost, so they didn't realize that. I think I saw Suzanne maybe on the last couple of holes. I did, but I can't remember to be.
Yeah.
But uh, it was just me and my caddy just pulling through there mostly, with the help,
Yeah.
a lot of help from the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned your caddy there. She used to play, right? What was the, because obviously you came into that, didn't you, without a caddy, and you picked her as your caddy. So what was the relationship there, and what was the thinking behind having her?
Well, she actually caddied for that. We grew up playing together and played a lot of junior events and on the Swedish golf team together. So I've known her for so many years, and playing on the LAT, I don't have a full time caddy anymore. So I brought her in for the international crown that I played in May
The
earlier
US, yeah.
last year. Yeah, and we had a great time. And then when I was picked for Solheim, she was the first person I thought of, and so I called her, and she was obviously very excited about it. She was on maternity leave in the spring, so she had to talk. And she's a teacher, so she had to talk to her
Okay.
boss first to see if she could get off work. But it worked out great, and we both had a great time, and she was super supportive, and it was just great to have her on the bag.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm interested, obviously, you came in as one of the captain's picks this year. I know you've been a captain pick. I think your first two editions, you were a captain's picks, weren't you? But for those that might not know, like, how does that whole process play out? Was it something that that Suzanne had said to you, I'm considering you as one of your picks, or how does that whole, without revealing too much, how does that whole process come about of you becoming a captain's pick?
Well, you're sort of aware that you're uh, like they're thinking of you because I got called in to try on clothing for the event and so on. So I
Yeah,
knew I was
yeah.
sort of you know I was a potential player, but then I think when I played well at the Scottish during the summer, that's sort of when they started to really think about it. And Suzanne talked to me at British, and that was just 1 week until they were going to pick the team. And obviously I did Anna, one of the vice captains. I played with her at International Crown and did really well there. So I mean, I always knew that she wanted me on the team. But again, I just have a tendency to not play as uh, as well in regular events as my game when I play Solheim. So um, I mean, I knew I was there, but I didn't really expect. I didn't think I would get picked. But then when Suzanne picked
Yeah.
me, I mean, I was super happy and super excited because, like I said, I just love Solheim.
Yeah, absolutely. And then how's that as a captain's pick? Is there element more pressure, having to sort of justify the pick, or what are the emotions like after you've been picked?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this time definitely. I felt a lot of pressure that I wanted to perform. Obviously, I mean, uh, I think there was a lot of people that didn't think I deserved the pick, and I mean, looking from different perspectives, yeah, of course, I can see their point as well. But I think in the end, I sort of proved that, you can't really look at all the rankings and so on, because Solheim is such a special tournament that, it has to be a good team, and it has to be people that can actually, that enjoy the pressure and can perform under that type of pressure. So I mean, I was just really proud of myself, because I was really nervous coming into the event, and I really wanted to perform, and being able to turn my match around on the Sunday, and it just meant a lot, and it gave me a lot of confidence too, because I definitely doubted it sometimes as well.
Yeah. So I guess given that, where would you say this Solheim ranked in terms from all your Solheims?
Oh, it's so hard, because I mean, Colorado in 2013, that's always going to be so
Yeah,
special
it
to me.
was crazy, wasn't
But
it, when you were
it's
5-0?
definitely up there. It's hard to rank them. Both Finca and the Colorado, they're going to be high up there.
Yeah, and he's speaking of Colorado, obviously the first one to win all your matches, weren't you? What was it about that week that, did you come into that being like, yeah, I'm in good form here, or how were you able to take your game to that level? Because it was an incredible performance.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know what it is with Solheim. It just brings out the best of me. I think I'm just enjoying it all the way, and just it's just such a great week, and it just brings the best out of me.
Yeah, and hearing Sweet Caroline on the on the tee box,
Yeah.
does that ever get old? How is that?
No, absolutely not. Like, every time I hear Sweet Caroline, it just brings a smile to my face. It's crazy how, like, yeah, even even if I walk into just a random store or anything and then play that song, I just start smiling. Like, it brings back so many great memories. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's so good. I guess looking ahead then, with this being such a quick turnaround, Solheim Cup this year, is it something that's on your radar again? Have you been chatting to Suzanne about playing some sort of part? Like, how do you look at this year's Solheim?
And well, I haven't talked to Suzanne at all, but I mean, I'm just gonna try to focus on playing my game, and then see what happens.
Yeah,
It's still a long way to go till August, so I'm hoping to play some good golf, and then we'll take it from there.
yeah, sounds good. And one thing that struck me about the last year's Solheim was you went to the Ryder Cup straight after, right?
Yeah,
Just as a fan. That's
yeah. I
so
mean,
cool.
I had booked that 1.5 years before. So
Okay.
I mean, I was always gonna go to Ryder Cup and was really looking forward to it, and then it ended up being 2 great weeks in a row, and just being on the sideline watching Ryder, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's so cool. How was that? I mean, was like many people coming up to you, or obviously you're still beaming from Finca. So how was that?
Yeah, I mean, it was great, because a lot of people did come up, and they had watched Solheim the week before, and that was really cool. Absolutely. I mean, it was just fun to see all the fans at Ryder. Like, a lot of them had watched Solheim as well, and thought it was just great.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, speaking just about the LET then, sort of going back, I'm interested because I actually don't know too much. But how did your golfing journey begin, and how did you start golf in Sweden?
Well, I started golf when I was 6 years old, with my twin sister. We were on a family vacation in the southern part of Sweden, and we were staying at a golf course with my grandparents and my parents, and they were out playing golf. And I think me and my sister, we just got really curious to try it out, and we started hitting on the range, and yeah, that was it. I mean, I just always enjoyed it. Like, I played so many team sports growing up, but I enjoyed golf because I could, like, it was only me. Uh, you know, it, I was in charge of my performance and the way I played. So I just always loved it. I remember, like, I said from, like, already when I was 8 or 9 that I was going to be a professional golfer. So it's sort of cool that dream became true.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you mentioned other sports. What else did you play, and was there a point where you had to pick golf?
I played soccer for a really long time, probably from when I was 7 until I was 15. But I had to drop soccer because golf got a bit too busy. But
Yeah.
we tried so many different sports, like handball, basketball. I tried kickboxing, swimming. What else? Floorball is really popular in Sweden. We tried that for some time, and just me and my sister, we did everything together. So just trying so many different sports. But soccer and golf was the sports that we did the most.
Nice. What position did you play in football?
I was, well, in the beginning, I was a bit everywhere, but then goalkeeper.
Yeah. So even golf, football, you're just a team player, Caroline. It must be what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I think that's why Solheim is so special, just the team part of it, because I do miss it a lot. Like playing so many team sports growing up, like it's just very special when you get to play on a team
yeah,
with
nice.
golf.
And you played in the junior Solheim with your sister, right? Have I got that
I did,
correct?
yeah. Well, she was actually
Nice.
called in as a reserve because Caroline Masson, she was gonna play, and then she twisted her ankle, I think, and my sister Jacqueline was called in, and she actually made the
Nice.
winning putt too, so that was really cool.
Oh, awesome. How was that experience? How did that sort of prepare you for the senior Solheims that you've played in?
Well, it's definitely it's I mean it's pretty much the same thing. So I think it was a great experience, and I mean looking at it, if you go back now and look at how many that's actually played the junior Solheim that played the
Yeah,
big events,
crazy.
like it's so many. So obviously, if you play the junior Solheim, there's a good chance that you will play the big event later in your life. So no, it was awesome, and also being able to watch the the big event afterwards was such a great experience. I remember.
Yeah, I think I did the math recently, and it was like just it was almost 50% go on to
Oh yeah,
play,
I mean I bet, yeah,
or
it's
sorry, at least
incredible.
go on to play on tour. I mean,
Yeah,
and yeah, and almost everyone that's played in the Solheim has played in the junior, so it's a
yeah.
yeah, it's a great gateway, isn't it? And
Oh,
all the
absolutely.
initiatives they do. So yeah, I'm going
Yeah,
to be out in DC this year actually for the junior, so I'm excited. I'm actually really excited about that more than
yeah,
like a lot of the bigger events. I'm like, no, junior Solheim's the one I can't wait to do. So yeah, it's really cool. And
yeah.
you spoke about Anna there, Anna Nordqvist. We know you're great friends. You've played in countless team events together. You've paired together. You remember the first time you met Anna? Did you grow up golfing with her, or just tell us about your earliest memory and maybe your first impressions of Anna as well?
Well, I like we met first on the Swedish golf team. We played together there. She's 2 years older than me, so I think we actually got picked for the team at the same time. I mean, she's always been such a hard worker and always really smart. She's always been a role model, obviously, and I think when she won her first event, you know, her and I we played the final at the British Amateur against each other in 2007, I think it was, and then she won her first major in 2008. And I remember thinking that this is so cool.
Wow,
Like
yeah.
one year after we played the final, she's winning her first major, and it was just incredible. And she's been so good for Swedish golf and women's golf, and she's a great role model. So no, she's I no, it's just been it's always been I always feel so safe playing with her because I know we're both doing our best and always enjoy her company. So it's just been so much fun playing with her through the years.
Yeah, nice. And what is it about women's Swedish golf in particular? I mean, we know that obviously the Annika effect, but the conveyor belt of just talent coming through, and now we see Maya and Lynn, and even in the junior Solheim last year, I think we had three or four Swedish players. So, what is it? What's the secret? How does Sweden produce so many good female golfers?
I mean, obviously having a lot of role models that helps a lot because you see
Yeah,
in the dream of playing on tour one day just becomes more realistic when you see all the Swedish players that are out there. Uh, I mean, like I said, for me, just watching Solheim at home in 2003, that was what started my journey to becoming a professional golfer. And I think it's been the same for like Lynn and Maya. When I've talked to them, it's the same experience. They've just watched a lot of Swedes playing, and they've been inspired by them and just worked really hard to get there themselves. So I think that's a huge part of it, having a lot of role models, and then we have a good junior program in Sweden. It's not a very expensive sport here. It's affordable for a lot of people, so we get a lot of people playing, and you know, I it's just accessible, I think, for us. So I think that's why we can produce so many good golfers.
Yeah, yeah. I was just watching. They just ran a feature on the Masters last night about Ludwig, because he went to the same school as Lynn Meyer. It's like a
Yeah, yeah,
golfing
yeah.
college for a few years.
High
Yeah,
school,
and I
yeah.
found that really interesting. Yeah, high school. Yeah, for I think it was like 4 years before he went to the US. And I found that so interesting because obviously being in England, we don't have anything really like that at all. So yeah, that was interesting to me, and no wonder that producing so many top stars now.
Yeah, I mean they have a really good, like there's a lot of high schools that have a golf program, and you get to play golf and study at the same time, and it necessarily doesn't fit all to because when you go to the national one, you have to sort of move away from home and do your own thing, and for some maybe that's not great, but then there are regional high schools as well that has the same sort of program, and they work a lot together, and I'm actually taking part in a day next week where they gather a lot of the high schools with golf programs, and we're just they're having a tournament, and it's me and Niklas Fast from the European tour. He used to play on the European tour. I think he plays a bit on the senior tour now, and we share our experience and just show some shots and stuff like that. And I think it's stuff like that. It just gives just giving back experience, and I think that's a huge part of why Swedish golf is so strong.
Yeah, fantastic. Back to your own career then, as we said at the beginning, 14th season now on tour. Looking back, especially on the LET, I know 2011 was just a phenomenal year for you, but what have sort of been your highlights and your memories when someone says looking back, look back at your career, what really springs to mind?
Well, again, it's obviously Solheim. It's always going to be very special, and what I think back about and what I'm really proud of, because I think that's when I played my best golf. Also,
Yeah,
obviously, 2011 was a really special year because it was my first year on tour, and when you turn professional, you're not really sure am I good enough and so on. But it took me a couple of events, and then I got going and won 4 times, and it was just incredible to get that start because then I felt like I had financially a good ground to stand on after that as well. So and obviously all the victories that I've had, they've all really special. Especially like in 2018, I won. It took a long time between. I can't remember when. I think I won in 2012, and then the next one was 2018.
yeah,
So that was really special, winning again. And then obviously in 2022, when I won the season final
Spain, yeah.
in Spain, yeah, that was also so special because I wasn't sure I was going to play golf in 2022 because COVID was really tough for me. So being able to sort of decide that yeah, let's keep going, and then winning at the end of the season, that was really really special. So yeah, it's been a great journey. It's been a lot of up and downs and so on, but I'm just really proud of what I've done, and I'm hoping there's still some success coming as well.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Do you still set yourself goals? Do you still have targets to achieve in golf? What's next for Caroline Hedwall?
Well, I mean, yeah, I do have goals. I try to keep them a bit to myself because
Okay.
it just makes it a bit easier. Like I think in the later part of my career, I've just had a bit more performance anxiety and stuff. So it just makes it easier when I keep it to myself rather than telling
Okay.
everyone what I'm hoping to achieve. But I'm right now I'm just trying to. I mean, I've like I said, I'm playing less events to sort of have a life outside of golf. So I mean, right now I'm just trying to focus on just really enjoying being on the golf course, and because it's a tough job to have because it's brutal sometimes golf. I mean, everyone that plays it knows that it's so frustrating, and it can really put you in a really dark place sometimes. So I'm trying to just always I'm trying now to just enjoy golf and not getting too hard on myself when I'm not playing well and so on. So and that is also by giving other stuff in life more space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And is that sort of a recent switch in mindset, would you say, or is it something that's you've been working on for a while?
Well, I think it's obviously a process. And, like you, every
Yeah.
year you learn something new, and but I think especially when you have those years or like months or tournaments when you're not playing as well, you need to sort of have something else that brings you happiness in life. And I've figured that out the last couple of years, and I think in the last couple of years I've found the balance, which was sort of hard to do earlier. I think.
Yeah. So obviously this year we have many, many rookies again on the LET. What would be your sort of your advice or words of wisdom to the new players on tour?
Oh, it's so hard because everyone's so different. So I mean,
Mm.
I think just because you get so many different advice, and that's great, but you just really have to listen to yourself. Like what makes you happy and what suits you, and then just do whatever you feel like. I think that's the advice that I would want to get because there's no right and wrong. It's just whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Right then, I've got a few quick fire ones, and then we have a little
Yep.
game to finish, Caroline. So, um, what has been your probably favorite? What's your favorite event, would you say, that you love going back to every year?
Uh,
Apart from the Solheim, you can't say the Solheim again.
I mean, I haven't qualified for the Evian Championship for a while, but we do go back there for
Okay.
Jabra. So, but I
Yeah,
just love
beautiful, isn't
Evian.
it?
It's just a beautiful place. So that would probably be my top pick.
Yeah, nice. We just had Trishat Shinglab on, and obviously had the amazing year she had. And I said, "What are you most looking forward to?" And she said, "Evian is top of my list because it's Jabra's obviously nice because you get to go there, but then when you go to Evian, it's like it's on another level, and with the
Yeah,
town and everything, it's yeah, fantastic event.
absolutely.
Nice. On that line, then, what about favorite like travel destination?
Australia. I really like Melbourne and Sydney, and yeah, it's a great country.
Yeah, nice. We know you're obviously close with Anna, but who else are your friends on tour?
Well, I would say, well, all of the Swedes. I mean, we do hang out and have lunch together a lot, and but I think Johanna Gustafsson is one of my favorite persons on tour for sure.
Yeah, nice. What did that? It must have been nice for you when she finally got over the line last year,
Oh yeah, I
winning in
was
the French
so
Open.
happy for her. Yeah, that was awesome. So happy for her.
Yeah, it'd
That
been
was
long
great.
overdue. So,
Yeah,
and a tournament you've won as well, so that was quite cool.
yeah.
Yeah, nice. Right, let's get on to the final game then. We're doing a new segment, Caroline, called Perfect Player. So I'm going to list a series of categories, and it'd probably be better if you did this Solheim related actually. So we'll do it Solheim Cup Teammates Edition.
Okay,
So I'm going to name a list of categories, and you just tell me we're going to build the perfect player. So you just tell me who you would take in each of these categories, or
okay.
who's part of this game you would like maybe for your own game. So we'll start it off with the fun one. So driving off the tee. Who's who you think is the best driver of the ball, Solheim Cup, or whose driving would you like?
I think I would take Anna's driving because she's so accurate. She never misses. Like she hits
Okay,
the fairway all the time. So yeah,
going for accuracy over distance.
yeah.
Yeah, good choice. I think everyone just thinks, oh, who hits it the furthest? But yeah, I would want to be in the fairway 90% of the time. So nice. Anna Nordqvist then for driving. Iron play.
But can I pick myself? Because that's why I want
You
to hit the
can pick
fairway.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah, very. I'm
yeah,
glad you said that.
yeah. Because if I hit the fairway, I usually have a decent birdie chance. So I would pick me for
Nice.
iron play. Yeah.
Good. We did this with Bronte Law, and the first question she said was the same. Can I pick myself? I said you can. Not for you only get one category, but you can absolutely pick yourself. Yeah. Okay, very good. Short game.
Uh, I I would go for Kalada.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting.
Leona McGuire.
Yeah, we've seen that in the in the Solheim for sure. She's another one. Well, she's obviously a top player too, and winning on the LPGA now. But what is it about Solheim? Like the last two editions, especially in
Oh yeah,
singles,
she's
she's just
been
on another.
incredible.
She's
Yeah.
just a machine. Yeah, on another
Yeah.
level. I mean, I think last year coming up against Rose, who's obviously the hottest new player on tour, and she just gave her a lesson almost. That was fantastic to watch. I was following their groups. I was like, this is brilliant. And she hold that
Yeah.
monster eagle, so you could have her as putting. Yeah, that's
Yes.
very justified. And the final one then is mentality or golfing brain. So whose would you take?
I think I would take Charlie Hoff. I think he's yeah.
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 Okay. Good. Yeah. I think the laid back. Somebody else said her because just like I want how laid back she is.
Yeah. I
I think a
mean,
lot
she
of golfers almost take it
whatever
too
happens,
seriously,
she
and she
just keeps
doesn't.
going. Yeah. No, it's incredible. I mean, it looks like golf is just simple for her. It probably isn't, but it looks simple. So I would definitely want her mind. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And obviously the whole team said she's sort of the joker of the squad. So how is it having someone like that around the camp at Solheim? How important is that?
Well, it's just great having different characters because we all bring something different to the team room, and just being able to laugh together. I think that's so important for the team spirit. So no, she's awesome, definitely.
Yeah, perfect. And a good way to end. Caroline, I won't leave you much longer. Really grateful for your time as always. Great to chat about Solheim memories. Yeah, thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
No problem. I'll see you out in South Africa. It'll be the
Yeah.
South African Women's Open. Should be a good
Okay.
one.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Good luck for the rest of the season, and yeah, speak soon.
Yeah. Thanks very much. See you. Bye.